happy full blood moon in the 3/3 portal and an eclipse. There's a lot. And don't quote me on this, but if I read what I read correctly, we're not going to have any more blood moons for a while. So at least a couple years is what I saw. So very intriguing on the timing of this. But anywho, and I might be wrong about that, so, don't quote me, but that's what I read. So anyway, if you've been feeling it lately, like a bit chaotic, maybe ungrounded, maybe like if you know this languaging, timeline hopping, and ways that you might not actually want to be timeline hopping. If there is anything that is going on with you that is anything other than joyous and bright, we're all going through it. There's so much going on that it's almost impossible, right? So, anywho, moving forward, this opportunity is all about radiant realignment, which it just so happens to be the name of the monthly full moon remote healing service offering that I facilitate. And though that phrase, that title of the service has never been so aligned. With the full moon being where it is and everything that's happening, it's also in Virgo, and so that's all about structure, that's all about discipline, that's all about putting your money where your mouth is type of a thing. Not specifically money, but just in general, like, where are your words, your actions, your intentions, all of that? Where is the misalignment? Because a lot of this timeline hopping, or I shouldn't say a lot of it, some of this timeline hopping is because there's indecisiveness. It's because there's old versions of you and new versions of you that are trying to do things all at the same time. And because of that headbutting, so to speak, there's been a lot of this extra timeline jumping. And so you're connecting into these timelines that aren't actually what you want to be jumping into, because it's the old you coming to the surface, coming from, protection or, whatever. That's generally where these old bodies are being activated from. But this is the opportunity for you to make a different choice, to make a different decision. So how are you going to realign in order to be in alignment with your authenticity, with your soul, with your brain, body, heart coherence, soul coherence? Where are those shifts needed for you? And so I pulled some cards from Queen of the Moon Oracle just to see what's coming up. And I was surprised that there's not a blood moon card, because I wanted to bring it up and show you, but it's not here. What number is this? Okay. I couldn't see. So the first card is number 38 for anybody who likes numbers. And no, I don't. It'll be way too long of a video if I go into that. So, Hunter Moon, abundance. Take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunity are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There is enough for everyone. And the affirmation is, I am abundant and I am surrounded by opportunity. Interesting, right? Because, I'm talking about alignment and all this stuff. And yet we get an abundance card. There's an abundance of alignment that is ready for you to grab. It's just a matter of you actually stepping into the power that you are and owning that and moving forward in that way, in that direction, with you can sense, feel, imagine your future self connecting with that future you who has already done all of the things that you want to do, connecting with them and being like, hey girl, or hey guy, or whatever, if you don't want to assign a gender. How did you do that? How did you get there? And if that's something you'd like to do, I do that in Akashic Record sessions, but if you need help with that. But connecting with that version of you, knowing it's you, knowing you've already done this, and it's just a matter of you catching up to where you actually want to be. Or not even you, it's time. I mean, you too, because there's going to be growth in all of it, but you know. Okay, so the second card is number 32. It's the Egg Moon. Trust. Trust, trust, trust. Trust yourself. Develop self-trust and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. The affirmation is, it is the beginning and I trust myself in all things. Beautiful. And so, you know how I was just talking about realignment? They're in an egg. You're in a rebirth process. This radiant realignment is about that rebirthing into that future you, into connecting with that. And so this is talking about trust, deepening your self-trust, deepening your trust with source, spirit, whatever word you want to use for the beautiful energy. Where is there misalignment in your trust? Where do you second guess and doubt yourself? Where does that come into your life? How is that impacting you? What degree do you allow it to impact you? And I do use the word allow because if it's internal, you know, and I'm not saying that it wasn't there, you know, for lots of reasons. There's always a reason. But my point is where are you allowing yourself to use excuses, to keep yourself small? Where are you allowing your past to dictate your present and your future? And then nip that. You know, just grab it and be like, no, we are not doing this anymore. Thank you. I appreciate you. But it's coming up, and it's only coming up because it's ready to move forward. It's ready to be let go of. It's ready to be released so that you can go through that radiant realignment with more forward momentum, with that intention. And so where are you not trusting yourself? And how does that impact you? What are you gaining from that limitation? Because we're always gaining something. If you weren't gaining something from it, you wouldn't do it. And so where are you gaining in that relationship? How can you support yourself to no longer need to gain from that toxic connection, you know? Because if it's something that's limiting you, it's not like it's a positive thing. It may have different positive qualities and things like that. And I'm not saying it's all bad, because it's not. It rarely is anything all bad or all good if you're going to put judgments on it. My point is where is that distrust? And how can you move forward from that? Gleaning the information, the lessons, the whatever it is that you're meant to get out of that, and move forward with that wisdom, applying that to your life and moving forward. All of a sudden, my left neck really hurts. Let me check. All right, my left neck is like, whew, and it's not mine. Some of you are really resistant to this information and you don't like what I just said. Firstly, I'm holding you in love. Know that all of this is coming from love. I'm a little direct maybe, but it's all love. And so I'm feeling it dissipate a little, which is nice because, like I said, it's not mine, so I don't want to feel it. But the thing is just because you don't want to see it doesn't mean it's not important for you to see it. Sometimes we need that little kick in the pants, even if it's from yourself or, you know, from some random person on the video or whatever it is that you're watching. But know that for me, at least, it's coming from love. Okay, so I'm holding you in that. The third card is number 42. There we go. And I find it to be interesting, but I'm pretty positive Virgo is masculine. So we have the masculine coming forward. This is the lunar god, and we are having a lunar eclipse, so I guess it would make sense for them to come forward. And you know what? It's a very action moon, so it makes sense that the lunar god would come through, the masculine of the moon. I know that the moon tends to be associated with feminine and then the sun with masculine, but like I just said recently, there's everything and everything. And so it's never just a one-sided coin. There's even masculine in the feminine. There's feminine in the masculine. It's complicated. So anyway, the masculine. It is time to step forward and lead. I know that I'm seeing very specific people right now. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more. Enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. And some of you, it's just about integrating. Allow yourself to move forward in integration. Allowing the things that you've already learned to actually be applied in your life. Because a lot of us do a lot of learning, but not a lot of doing. So the affirmation is, may the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. So if that feels good, you can say that. Is there anything else standing out here? No, I'm just feeling fire, action, move forward. Yeah, and sorry, Virgo isn't a masculine sign. I just vaguely think I remember that, and I could be wrong. The last card, because I pulled 4, I wanted 3 before it came out, is number 16, and it's the full moon. Power. You know how I was saying power earlier? Step into your true power. Shine brightly. Do not hide who and what you are. The time is right to attract big things for yourself. Ancestral energy is important. Open your mind to larger possibilities. Big magic can be wrought. The affirmation is, I have power. It is real. Very intense. When I read Step Into Your Power, that song popped in my head. Step into your power, feel it rise. So that is very much what all of this is about. So if you would like support through all of this, like I mentioned a few times during this, I offer a monthly full moon radiant realignment where we meet in group with the higher selves. There's no live call or anything like that. It's just the higher self coming in of you and anyone else, because you can also bring forward your loved ones, kiddos, and pets for additional. Just let me know. And so just message me if this is something you'd like to experience. Normally I give a bit more heads up, but life has been crazy and I didn't even realize what day it was. So this radiant realignment is going to be about holding space for integration, but also holding space for your forward momentum, to really charge forward, to really embrace and embody who the frick you actually are at your core, at like beyond the physical, and bring it here. Be it here. And so, love you. Hope you have an awesome day. If you would like to enjoy Radiant Realignment, just message me and I can get y'all hooked up, and then set up. I like set up better than not hooked up. We're removing the hooked up. We're going to set you up. And then I'll send you the recording as soon as I can. All right. Love you.